Hello everybody, welcome to this week's reading. This feels like a really good time, and maybe it feels like I've been saying that over the past few weeks, but I think we should enjoy it. There's a few things happening. We've just had a full moon last night on May 21st that was at its apex around 5 o'clock Eastern time. That was in the first degree of Sagittarius, which is a really adventurous, freedom-seeking kind of an energy. Okay, it's half man, half horse, and there's a bow and arrow that this figure holds. So it's like we're poised and ready with that wild passion underneath the surface, but poised and ready in our human form to really draw back that arrow and let it fly towards what we are wanting. Additionally, at that time, there was the sun in the first degree of Gemini. We've just entered into a new energy over the next 30 days. The sun will sit in the constellation of Gemini. Gemini is all about a speedy intellectual, somebody who is super smart. They like to talk, so you may find that my videos over the next few weeks, I'm very talkative because I kind of take on the energy of the time when I'm doing these readings. So I think we should embrace this. This is an air sign out of the four elements. So it is about our communication, and it's about the way we think too. So there's a real call to join heart and mind and really experience the power of that over the next 30-day cycle. Additionally, I want to say that we have the benefit of Mercury, the planet Mercury, going direct today. It really starts going forward. And I talked before, I think in one of my previous videos, that Mercury actually doesn't, or any planet doesn't actually go backwards. It's just a visual kind of effect that happens when other planets move beyond a planet and it looks like the other one is going backwards, like a friend who is walking beside you and they start walking faster, and then it looks like you're going backwards when really you're just keeping pace, but you're being passed by. So that's what it means to say Mercury's going direct, is that it's keeping up with the others at this point. And what that means is right tied in with Gemini. The timing is perfect at the start of Gemini here. Mercury is about how we think and communicate. So everything's going direct again. There should become a point, or this should mark a point, where things feel less confusing. You start to get some clarity around things, and the things that maybe come out of your mouth or the people that you talk to will be more clear and direct as well. Okay? So with all that said, the Sabian symbol, when I dowsed to find our Sabian symbol for this week's reading, it was holly and mistletoe bring Christmas spirit to a home. And if I remember right, this is Gemini 4, I think. Holly and mistletoe bring Christmas spirit to a home. So what I was getting was that we're being called this week to embrace a sense of joy and comfort. Now, I want to say that I do realize that the holidays, Christmas, are not necessarily joyous times for everybody. So you take that metaphor however you want to cast it. If you don't want it to be around the holidays and a Christmas sort of a feeling, that's okay. But it is about connection with other people. That feels important. And also just a sense of joy and a deep gratitude. The feeling that I have at Christmas, and I know many others share it with me, is a sense of goodwill towards men. It's a very deep sense that I get of giving to others with no expectation of receiving, but being so grateful for the people in your life, for gathering together. And so for some people that might be a 4th of July reunion with family, For others, I also have this sense around Halloween. I love that everybody's front lights on their at their front door are turned on, and you are welcome anywhere. And that's similar. That's the feeling I want to give you for this reading. Okay, what is being called upon by your team, or what's coming to the surface, is flashing to the surface to bring you more of a sense of that joy and comfort. And I want to say unconditional love and support of others around you, because it is very much about connection. This is the Gemini energy. It is about talking, connecting, being inquisitive and curious, and having a conversation just for having a conversation so you can get to know somebody better. Those are all kind of the themes coming up, okay? So with that in mind, what is the best way to create a sense of joy, comfort, and connection, particularly with others? Okay, so card number 1, these are all from the Magdalene Oracle this week. You chose card 1, 2, 3, or 4, so I'm going to do them right in order. Card number 1, I haven't seen this card in a long time. Heart and soul. I'm immediately drawn to the cross at her throat. And I'm not going to make this into a religious interpretation, but it is more a sense of, when I see the cross, what I think of is the vertical axis is your truth, is who you believe yourself to be. And I see the horizontal axis as your line of integrity, meaning how you hold yourself, and you have your truths and beliefs at your very core, and then your integrity is how you project and hold those. That to me is my interpretation of the cross. And where they meet is the divine point of expansion, initiation. It's the start of something really good. And so that's what I get when I look at this image, which is so beautiful, is it's you coming into this state when you really get aware of what your core truths are, and your values, what you stand for, and then you stand in that integrity. That is when the heart and soul shines through. And when that shines through, that is when a sense of joy and comfort. And I keep hearing that Christmas carol, comfort and joy, like that's what this week is about really just honoring for you where you're at and who you are, and standing in that very proudly. And then it's like you wear that on your sleeve, not in a way that pushes us out there that this is who I am, and that you have to make everybody know that or see that. But it's more as you go into situations that you bring those tools, those defining aspects of who you are, you bring them with you. And people see it instantaneously, and they know exactly how to treat you and how you're going to treat them. There's nothing hidden here. It's really your heart and your soul is out on your sleeve. And that is what brings a sense of comfort and joy. So, yes, really stepping into the wholeness of who you are. Your whole truth, beliefs, and then holding those in your own integrity and not letting people cross that line, because it's for you to hold, and we all know how to react and how to communicate, Gemini energy, communicate with you by how you define who you are, what you expect out of your world, and how you want things to go. Okay. Card number 2, Sophia. This is super gentle energy. It's the Kuan Yin energy. That's what I know it as. Very motherly. And it says to me this sense of that the way to comfort and joy, and thinking about this in terms of connection with others, is that you place them at the center. You place others that you're connecting with at the center, and then you've got all this support around them, okay? And an important point that I wanted to make that really applies to this whole reading is letting people be who they are, letting people be where they are. It's like when somebody, and I've had this happen recently with me because I've been in a really wonderful expanded place. When somebody, is just jumping out of their skin because they're so happy and they just want to make everybody else happy, they want to force their will on them. There is this sense of like shoving sunshine down your throat. And that's not the way of it. That's not very productive, and that is not honoring of the comfort and joy of others. And this reading is about connection with others and really getting a sense of what is going to bring both of you joy and comfort as you come together. So with Sophia energy, it is you putting that person in the center and giving them the wholeness of your attention and everything. And you just have these petals of love and support around them, and you don't force anything. You don't see the petals like tight up close around that person so that it suffocates them. And it's also not something where you're shoving sunshine down their throat, or vice versa. If you're in a place where you don't have the sunshine at the moment, it's just behind the clouds, that you also don't have to shove the clouds down somebody's throat either. It is a state of presence. It is a state of being right where you are, how you are, and allowing other people to be that as well. And honoring all of that it's very individual truth. This whole concept is really big for me right now, and feels important in my messages to people, that it is about individual truths and that people have a right to feel how they feel. It is their truth, okay? But this energy is very just compassionate, and to just not push on anything. The way to joy and comfort and connection with others is allowing them to be. And you might very well be a person that plays a big role in supporting others in love as you place them at the center of this beautiful image. That is kind of what I get with you, is that that's what you do. You place them at the center, and there's presence around them, and just support, and knowing that they can be who they're going to be, and that you're not going to react you're not going to have this reaction, that it's safe for them to be as they are. That is such an important segment that is really being called forth right now in our society, is just plain support of each other, and not as much of, I see you doing that and I'm going to react. If they cross your line of integrity for you personally, that's a different story, Then you can make your standpoint known, but it doesn't have to be in an attacking way at all. It's more supportive, okay? Nice. Card number 3, this has been a big theme lately too. Surrender. This is related to an image that I experienced in a meditation recently. I think I mentioned it in a video of being on my meditation table, and I put my arms out kind of in this almost like crucified pose, and there was a real sense of needing to surrender. And then as I did that, there was sort of what I'd call an Autobahn. It was a stream of brilliant yellow energy, golden energy, and it had these particles, but they were like beautiful vehicles, and they were moving so fast, and there was no way that I could get on there, that stream of well-being, while I was in this lockdown, sort of defensive phase. When I was in that mode, that layer of who I am, you know, you can't get there. I needed to do this surrender piece, and that is what shifted the energy for me most recently. So there is a sense for those that pick card 3 that this similar kind of a thing is important, of allowing, the art of allowing. These are very common themes I'm seeing play out with all of everything in my experience, people I work with, all of it, my clients, everything. The art of allowing things to be how they will be, allowing the energy to play itself out. And look at her, she's almost just like taking a nap. And she's not, what I really notice about this artwork, I haven't noticed this before, is we don't see her form down here. So she's all focused in the heart and the mind. That's the perfect combo that we talked about earlier with Gemini and this Sag energy that just came in. But there's no legs. So she's not taking action to get herself somewhere. She is, you know, with her physical body, she's not pushing hard to get something. Rather, it's a sense of this week kind of letting things glide a little bit. And that is that sort of just utter surrender of I trust that things are going well for me. This was the theme of the full moon that I posted about, is things, the universe has got my back, and there's a reason that the things that are happening, it's very purposeful that they're happening, because it's leading me on the path to my greatest discoveries about myself and this world. It's leading me to a place of greater joy, and I can't wait to see what that is. And it's really just switching your mindset and allowing a mentality of goodness and well-being being your natural state, that is who we are when we are allowing the flow of life to happen. When we get in too many weeks upon weeks upon weeks of pushing and having a very defined, tightly defined idea of what it means to be happy, or how we're going to create this. When we put too much definition around it, that's the tricky balance. Then it's tough for the universe to deliver the essence of what you're defining. If we're a little more general, certainly setting intention, but allowing the universe to set something up, it will be better than we could have imagined. I have experienced this in my life, so I can say that I know this to be true. I have had the experience of both ends of that spectrum. So you this week who picked card 3, this is a real call to want to have you just really surrender across and allow things to come into your experience, because you've lined it up vibrationally. It's just you need to get out of lockdown mode and into this more state of allowing that stream, that Autobahn. It's right there, and you just need to allow and kind of go with the flow of things. That we're really in that energy right now, okay? And Gemini energy is very much a give and take. They're very conversational. They love to talk with their hands. It's a blah, 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 blah. They put questions out, they get something back, they da-da-da. It's that constant swing. So just allowing that and not making it a one-way conversation of you just telling or putting out there, but seeing what swings back too. Okay. Then the 4th card is nice. Guardian Angel. So what I get from this is that you're protected immediately. That's the way I feel. Very solid sense of energy with this. I almost lose all of the super passionate and emotional parts of my, like, this is what I can feel how the energy shifts with the card when it comes up. And it feels like very calm, but almost to the point of being like, just, there's no upturn or downturn lips. It's just very, like there's absolutely no spikiness to it at all, at all. So this week, for joy and comfort for you, it is about this sense of just knowing that your team and the people around you, because this is about our interaction with others, the people around you too are supporting you on your quest, and that there needs, a suggestion is just to let go of the emotional reaction, is what I want to say. Let go of allowing the emotional body to have its way with you. We have different layers of our energy body, and the emotional layer is one. And how it interacts with the mental layer of who we are, we take in a thought and then we have reaction to it. And it feels like that just wants to be smoothed over. What I'm seeing here is peanut butter. It just wants to be smoothed over. The toast is really rough, but just smooth. And it's just a very steady presence, okay? And know that you're supported. Things are working out. Things are going in the direction of my wanting. And that belief, that trust that you are protected by not only your divine self, your team, but also the people around you, even the people who are causing those emotions to crop up, even people who are creating the spikes or the dips. It's kind of a throwdown challenge. That's what it feels like. It's almost a spiritual quest challenge, like something you'd come across in a obstacle course, like I'm thinking Tough Mudder or something like that. It's almost a throwdown, like, okay, we're going to test out her emotional guidance system here, and to just know and trust that all is well. All is well. Everything is purposeful. These people are supporting me, even if my brain tells me that it doesn't seem like that. I know in my deeper self, my soul self, that everybody has purpose and every experience has purpose, and that there's really that call to just spread the peanut butter. That's such a crazy way to put that, but that's what I'm seeing. Smooth, creamy peanut butter, and you can layer it as thick as you want, but it is just steady Eddie. That brings that mindset that you're being called to, that brings comfort and joy. That sense of connection with others, and just a sense of peace for you that picked this card. That can be really beneficial at this point for you. So I hope these messages are helpful. I really enjoy doing them for you, and I appreciate the people who choose to participate, and appreciate comments and anything that is or isn't helpful. And I'll just keep keeping on, because it feels very natural for me, and I do enjoy doing it for you each week. So with that, I wish you good vibrations, and until next week, we're just going to picture that beautiful sense of connection, whatever it is, whether it's a Christmas type of scene or some other time when you're warm and connected and tapped in with others in a very meaningful way. That's what we're going to picture this week, and watch what unfolds. Wishing you well. Bye-bye.